filmmakers with nothing in common. They thought they had it all figured out. They don't just follow the movies, they make them. Alexander Pavlak, Mario Silvas, and Jamal Alexander are the makers on film.
Boop, 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 boop. That's how it sounds.
It didn't even actually make that noise.
No, that's your mouth that makes the noise.
Well, I told you how much I missed you over these last 2 weeks.
You do have to realize that sometimes his butt makes the noise too.
I just farted not 3 seconds ago, too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the more intelligent end.
Oh, that was perfect timing.
Uh,
Like, what the fuck is going on? So that was your guys' 2 weeks.
Well, it was pretty crappy because we had to watch that refrigerator movie.
Oh,
neither
God.
of us believed you were actually stuck in New York. We just thought you didn't want to watch the movie and were just coming up with shit.
No. Like, I went to jail, so yeah, I was in New York.
Wait, who went to jail?
Me.
You went to jail?
Yeah.
Like actual jail, or are you just referring to New York as jail?
First one, then the other.
What? All right, just start at the beginning and explain what happened.
Okay, so Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Was at TSA 5:40 in the morning. My flight was at 6. Made it through. Was going to make it through TSA. They stopped me. I was like, oh shit, no big deal. Like maybe I just got pulled for random screening. They opened up my bag. I had my Swiss Army knife attached to my keychain. Completely forgot about it. It's something that's always on my keychain.
Right.
So they pulled my bag and they're like, oh, do you want to keep it or do you want to throw it away? I was like, fuck, I'll surrender it. No big deal. Throw it away. So they threw it. Well, after that, they have to rescan you. No big deal. So they they pull my bag again. I'm like, what the fuck is it? I was like, it's my flashlight. Because I have it's a really bright, small flashlight. And I'm like, maybe they saw the electronics inside and, they're freaking out. So they open it up and they open up this one pouch. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because I didn't put anything in that pouch. And they open it up, the fucking police baton.
The collapsible one?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at the TSA agent who pulled my bag the second time, and she's looking at me like, what the fuck? So we have this terribly confused look on both of our faces looking at each other, and she's like, we have to call Port Authority. I'm like, it's the cops for the airport. And I'm like, no, I get it. Like, it's cool. She's like, look, if it was up to me, she's like, I'd let you go, but fucking me being an idiot. But she's like, because tomorrow's 9/11, we kind of have to report this. And I looked at her and I'm like, oh shit, today is the 10th, isn't it? She's like, yep. Yeah. I was like, fuck, all right, no big deal. So Port Authority comes, they arrest me, like, in handcuffs. So mind you, I left my friend's house at 4 a.m. in order to get to the airport by 5:30-ish for the most part. It was 5:40 when I got to the TSA agent. And so I'm dressed in like a normal black t-shirt, my white running shoes, because I know I had to take my shoes off really fast, and gym shorts, because I didn't want to have to deal with it. Like, I fell asleep like that, woke up, put my shoes on, and then left. That's what I did. So I'm walking through through LaGuardia Airport with a police officer in front of me, the arresting police officer who's holding my handcuffs, and 2 police officers behind him, dressed the way I was. Through LaGuardia Airport, I started laughing my fucking ass off. And I legitimately scared a family because I'm being let out, dressed like someone who's not really expecting any of this to happen. And mind you, I didn't take a shower that morning because I'm like, whatever, I'll take a shower when I get back home. So my hair's a little bit puffy as well. And I started laughing, and I think I scared a family. And so ended up going to airport holding cell. Is the easiest way of putting it. And I was there for about 7 hours. The cops, who were really cool, uh, basically told me, like, dude, if we'd have caught you out in public, like, so let me preface this. A police baton in New York and New Jersey, because it's on the cusp. The airport LaGuardia is on the cusp between New York and New Jersey. Um, it's a level 4 weapons charge, which is a felony.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
Bas-
actually in the airport or just in those states altogether?
no, in those states altogether, having a police baton is a level 4 weapons charge, which is a felony, which means you can do about a year in prison, just for possession.
Mhm.
And so I'm talking to the cops. They're like, dude, look, if it was up to us and we caught you on the street, we'd have told you to either A, throw it away, or B, surrender it to us, and we'd have let you go. But they're like, hey, they reiterated, and they're like, dude, but because tomorrow's 9/11, our bosses are watching us, so we had to do it. I'm like, nope, I get it, guys, no big deal. And they even told me, like, at one point in time, they one of them wanted to go eat something, and the other one wanted to go, I think, get a drink. I forgot what it was. But they looked at me and they're like, fuck, we can't leave. One of us has to stay here because of the prisoner. And I kid you not, both police officers look at me and they're like, but I trust him. He wouldn't do anything. I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's honest. That made me fucking laugh. And I'm making the cops laugh and everything. I'm like, and
What?
so
You didn't suggest to them, hey, just give me the keys, I'll watch the joint for you?
yeah, no, just give me one of the guns too. I'll be cool, man.
I'll lock up when I leave.
Yeah. And so I was in the LaGuardia Port Authority holding cell until about 1 p.m. Eastern time, if that makes any difference, because it's about a 3-hour time difference between California and New York.
Right.
Um,
So what time was your plane supposed to have left?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. So you're there until 1 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
So I missed my flight, of course.
Yes.
So the flight thing, I text Alex, and I was supposed to, my original flight was canceled. Mechanical issues, I guess, is the only thing that I can really say. So it was pushed back until Saturday. I was like, fuck, that sucks. I called my boss, no big deal, did everything. And then that's when I text you, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get an email Wednesday night around 9 p.m. saying that the flight is a go again. I'm like, oh, sweet, no big deal. I'm going to go do that. I'll come home early, get settled in, because it takes about 2 or 3 days for the jet lag to wear off.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's worse going east than it is going west.
Honestly, it was harder for me to go west than it was east.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
So where was it? Oh, so they transferred me to, like, jail, like the holding cell to the courtrooms for felons.
Were you trying to make yourself look like a drug dealer at this point? Or were you throwing out your chest and just going sup to everybody? Sup.
No, like, for the most part, like, everybody is. Let me tell you this: everybody in jail and prison are innocent, okay? But because they all legitimately think that.
Yeah.
And for the most part, everybody that was in. I guess it's jail, because prison is where you actually do time. So jail.
Yeah.
Everybody that was in jail was there for either DUI/DWI, domestic abuse, or some sort of possession charge. I was the only one with a weapons charge.
There comes Mario with his felony weapon charge.
Yeah. And
Technically, you were the baddest man in there.
I wouldn't say that. I actually could have potentially done the most time if I had prior incidents, is what they were telling me. So around 1 p.m. I arrive at the court, or the jail cell. They take a picture of me, profile, the whole mugshot thing. Take a picture of my tattoo, And once they took a picture of my tattoo, I was like, oh shit, I'm actually in prison. This is funny. Or I'm actually like in felony jail. Like this is funny. Like that's when it finally clicked with me. I was like, oh, that's right, they do this shit.
Well, the bookings, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so they took us to a small cell. Of course, smelled like pee and shit. No big deal. Gave us shitty sandwiches and like I kid you not, it's 0% milk is what they feed prisoners. Um, and then from there, from like a small holding cell, probably like 15 by 12 feet, so super tiny. Or no, I would say about 8 by 15, super tiny. There were about 20 of us inside of it. And then they transferred us to another holding cell, which is, I want to say 25 to 30 feet by about the same. And then that's where we were able to finally make calls. Well, me being an idiot, completely forgot that all of my numbers are stored in my cell phone. And because the beauty of a cell phone, you don't really have to memorize numbers anymore. So my brother-in-law, who was a lawyer, is back in Tucson, where I don't have his number, as well as all gel phones don't dial out of state. I couldn't call my friend because she has a Bay Area number back in the San Francisco area. I couldn't call my girlfriend because she has a Pasadena number. Again, California, out of state. Couldn't call my parents to call my friend to call my girlfriend. It was just a bad chain altogether. So ended up doing that, and then it ended up going to the a larger cell, which is probably about 12 by 50, probably about 40, where you go to see the attorneys. And from the time that I arrived in the actual bookings area, which is about 1 p.m., to when I saw the lawyer was about 7.5 hours later. So it was about 8:30. No, I'm sorry, was that 7.5 ish hours? Yeah. Um, I was able to see the attorney, and they're like, "Look, this is your first charge. It's a felony, and you may have to come back to New York to do a court date, or you may just have to pay a fine." I said, "No problem." Very respectful to the guy, and it was really funny because he saw me, heard how I spoke compared to everybody else, and was just like, "Oh yeah, you don't belong here. Like it's bullshit reason." And what was really funny is after I was done speaking with him, I was like, and what they do is because I obviously didn't have a lawyer, I had to get a court appointed attorney, and so I was talking to him. I was like, "Oh, so who would you like me to call in next?" Because there are a lot of people who didn't have an attorney as well. And I kid you not, he looks at me and he goes, "It doesn't matter. Open the door and they'll just flood in like dogs." It's like, what the fuck? So I look at him. I'm like, "All right, man. You have a good day." I open up the door. I kid you not, 5 people tried to push past me. And Alex, I'm not a small guy.
No.
And so I open the door, and the door's wide enough for a person to go through. 5 people tried to push past me to get to the attorney. And they're like, hey, is it my turn? Is it my turn? Like, did you call this name? And they're going for it. I'm like, well, so I got to see they had uh, a fucking lunch break for the attorneys and the judge and everything. So lunch hour went by, and I got to see the judge around 9:30 at night. They gave me a $130 fine, and it is now a misdemeanor on my account.
On your record.
On my record, thank you.
Don't call it an account.
That's the thing. It's the thing that's gonna haunt me for the rest of my fucking life. Um, so I now have a misdemeanor charge on my record until, and maybe I heard this wrong, but until I pay off my fine, I have a misdemeanor on my account. But
Yeah.
once I pay off the fine, everything should be white. If I heard correctly, that's what's going to happen. So that was my 9/11. I don't know how you guys spent yours.
I was watching conspiracy
Wow,
theory movies.
that is the worst way, the worst thing that's ever happened on a 9/11 before.
Right? So I ended up getting a flight for the next day on the 11th. Um, Flying from LaGuardia again to Boston, and then so I actually missed my flight that morning as well because what they did is they overbooked them
Yeah.
is what they were doing. So they overbooked it, and then I showed up 10 minutes early. You know how you're supposed, or honestly you're supposed to show up half hour early, but
Yeah.
I got there 10 minutes early because I'm like it's fucking 6 a.m. No one's gonna show up. Get there, they overbooked it, and then what they had to do was pull one of the crew members and ask them to go through the plane and ask if anybody would like to take a later flight and allow someone else to go on. I was number 3 in line. Two people volunteered to get the credit and to allow the passengers to go on.
Uh
Me being number 3 missed it by this much.
huh.
So I ended up having to go down to. They were really cool with it and everything, but I ended up having to go down to uh, the flight, like the own or not the owners, but like the company.
Yeah.
Ended up having to go down to
Their desk.
and talk to them. They're like, okay, so they're asking how my day was going. I'm like, do you really want to know? So I told them the whole story of how I went to jail, and the lady that was and originally I was being helped by a male. And he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. He's like, that's so shitty. He's like, that sucks being your first time here in New York. And I'm laughing. And then his coworker actually showed up. She's talking to me, and I give her the abridged version of what happened. And the look on her face was like someone just shot a puppy. She's like, "Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry." She's like, "We'll get you out of here today. No big deal." So they spent, I want to say, 15 minutes looking for flights for me that went from LaGuardia to anywhere in the U.S. to find me a connecting flight to either Burbank or LAX. I mean, they two people went out of their way to help me, and I really wish I'd have got their names to save my life, but I didn't. But they helped me out. They got me home. Boom, I'm here now.
Nice.
Yep.
It's nice that somebody, was able to go that extra mile for you.
Yeah, and it meant a lot to me. So it was LaGuardia Airport, U.S. Airways. You have two people who work there at that area that it's a black guy and an older lady. That's all I really remember. I don't know how else to put that.
Well, you could say that the time and date that you were there, that they were working.
2 p.m. ish.
I thought you were just gonna say it was a black guy and an older lady.
Wanted to, but like I legitimately want to say thank you to them. And it was 2 p.m. 9/11 2015 U.S. Airways. Honestly,
Yeah,
that's all I've got right now.
no, that's pretty boss though.
Yeah.
So after listening to that entire debacle of what happened to you, my big question is, did you watch The Refrigerator?
No, I did not.
Then Jamal and I suffered more.
Good. Yeah, what happened to your brother? I miss him.
I don't know. He hasn't been on in a while.
Oh, I love his odd rantings because it'll go from like one to another and then personal story out of nowhere and then go back to like what we were talking about. They were a joy to read, I'll admit.
Now, seeing a small glimpse into my brother's mind, do you understand me just a little bit better now?
Alex, I will never understand you.
I was about to say that's never going to happen.
Okay, good.
I have more reasonings as to why I think you should be fucking ball gagged and put into a corner. Yes. Do I understand you? God, no.
Hey, that's my Saturday night thing. Don't diss that.
You know, it's the sad part. That's actually probably true. I've been in your house before. That's probably true, actually.
I've seen pictures on his laptop. It's true.
Yeah. I was actually there for some of them, so
Ugh.
I didn't join. I just happened to walk in,
Ugh.
like, well, that's going on. I'm gonna go back outside, Alex.
So, from
So no,
Paris
no,
with Love,
yeah, no longer prying into Alex's perverse life.
that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Because now I'm sure
So,
somebody's going to comment and be all like, "So, where are these pictures that Jamal talks about?"
Ugh.
oh no, fucking all right. So I actually have some. Don't ask why. If we get more than 50 subscribers or people listening to us, or whatever the fuck it is, because Alex can't touch me while I'm out here in California. I'll post them.
You do realize that California is like a day's drive. I can almost do it in one tank of gas in my car.
Do you know where I live?
I will hunt your fat ass down. And I know you don't have any more classful batons, so I'll bring mine too.
Oh, that was the one that I took with me. It's like I don't have anything else at my house.
Yes, this movie.
Was that Jamal's choice?
That was my.
No, this was Alex.
Oh, okay.
It was Jamal's choice of genre for the month, action films, but it was
Okay.
my choice of movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's From Paris with Love, starring John Travolta and John Michael Myers.
Yes.
Jonathan Rhys Myers.
Jonathan Rhys Witherspoon.
God, he's a terrible actor. Fuck that Reese Witherspoon guy.
I know, right? Okay, so
Keeps playing women in everything he's in.
it what?
Keeps playing women in everything he's in.
I know.
I know. He's always that weird friend, awkward. Fuck that guy, girl thing.
Anyway, so I picked this movie because, John Travolta. He has this kind of yo-yo career that, good movie, schload of bad movies, good movie, schload of bad movies. And some of them are entertaining. I liked Broken Arrow. I liked Face Off. Pulp Fiction is amazing. Not so into his, 70s dance movies, but, Grease is pretty good. He's a pretty versatile kind of guy. So I figured, and I like the Punisher. I liked him as the bad guy in the Punisher. So I figured
I never saw that Punisher.
I liked it. I thought it was actually pretty good. His part.
It's a really good action movie in it.
Yeah, his part in it is a little weak. The sidekick, his sidekick is, I think, a lot better.
Yeah.
Just of an actor to begin with, and I think just a better character. But I was actually thinking that maybe that one. I don't know if that falls within the guidelines of this month's category, but I was thinking that one might be the next one that we do.
Well,
And
it's an action.
yeah, well, it's supposed to be within the last 10 years. I forget when Punisher came out.
I was like,
About after 2000.
Okay. So the guy who played the Punisher in that movie did a short film. I think it's called like Laundry Day or something.
It was.
Yeah, where he revives the role of the Punisher, and it was actually really, really good. It was almost better than the Punisher movie.
That guy's Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane, thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Punisher came out in 2004, so yeah, it fits the 10-year criteria.
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But
wait, no, you missed it by 1 year.
Aw.
Because we're in 2015 now.
Yeah. Forgot to add the one. But anyway, we're talking about From Paris with Love. So, you guys want to go ahead with what you thought of it?
Jamal, my throat's a little dry after my jail story.
Your half-hour tirade about New Jersey.
It was 20 minutes. I was looking at the site counter.
Okay, but anyway, go ahead, Jamal.
Just when I thought that action movies were getting great again. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a tough watch for me.
It's
just because it's not. It's bad.
It's a little generic.
it's not just generic. I mean, some of the dialogue is just like painfully awkward, and Jonathan Rhys Meyers looks like he would rather be anywhere else in the world, and I don't know if he's just mailing this in or drunk half the time, but this was not.
Honestly, I thought he was gonna die in the first 20 minutes.
The way he was
I
acting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I honestly thought he was gonna die in the first 20 minutes of the movie. I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna die. Travolta's gonna take over. No big deal. Nope.
Like he was going to be the partner who dies that the other guy has to avenge for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I originally thought. Because, I mean, he's an okay actor. I guess is the best I can put it.
I mean, he's not an action guy.
No,
No.
he's
And
really not.
yeah, and I was watching the preview for this, and the preview makes it seem like it's a comedy. They have like kind of wacky jazzy music playing. They do all the funny lines that are in it, like because he says, "Oh, I'm not really a special ops guy," and they're making it sound like it's supposed to be the fish out of water, like Cop Out or like Ride Along or something like that. That's what the trailer
Yeah.
kind of makes it sound like. And then you watch the film, and it's trying to be serious. And the sad part is, Luc Besson wrote this. This was done by the same guys who did Taken 1 year before.
No,
No,
no.
no, no, no.
This is
Luc Besson did the story to it, and then it was adapted into a film by Ari Hasak.
Yeah,
So it must have changed. It must have been that quirky, fun little thing the way Luc Besson wrote it. And then when it was changed to a screenplay, that's when it probably changed, into what it is now.
maybe.
That's the
It's
only
hard
thing
to
I could
say.
think of. Yeah,
Maybe Luc Besson just crapped something out. It's like, here you go, kid.
yeah. Honestly, I'd love to read the screenplay from this to see how different it was.
Did you ever see? There was a Saturday Night Live skit with Tom Lovitz where he played Picasso, where he didn't have any money and he would just draw doodles on napkins and give them to people and be all like, "This will be worth something someday because I'm Picasso."
No.
That's kind of what I think of Luc Besson when he, writes a script and gives it to somebody else to direct.
Yeah, I could see that. He's like the Stephen King of stories. He just cranks them out and they make them.
terrible.
Well, see, the thing is, he wrote, the Transporter, which for me, the only good Transporter is the second one.
That one was in America.
That's not why. It was a better story, I think.
I don't
America.
remember the I saw them, but I don't remember.
There,
The first one was with the Asian girl. The second one was that was the one with that crazy white girl with the
yeah, the blonde
the
hair and the
Uzis.
two guns.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. I like the second one better.
There's a TV show, Transporter. I have no idea what TV show or what station it played on or what country it played on, but it's on Netflix, I think. And that is really good. And I like the guy who plays the Transporter in there. He's very personable. He's really having fun with the role. He looks like there are times that he just busts out laughing, but they keep it in the show. He just looks like he's having fun
Really?
with the role. Yeah. And it's kind of cool. And it's done, I think it was in between like the second and third movies. And he's driving in the Audi too, and it's a cool little TV show.
That's cool.
Yeah, but
Hey,
like Luc Besson did Fifth Element, he did The Professional, another movie that we did on this show. He did the Taken series, so you would think this would have been a little bit better of a movie.
are they making another Transporter?
They're
Yes.
they're redoing
It's-
it. They're bringing in a new guy.
It's late.
Oh,
It's coming
okay.
out later this year.
Yeah, it's called like Refueled or something. And
Oh, it came out already
did it?
2 weeks ago, September 4th.
Oh, but
Hey,
in the commercials, that guy looks like he has less of a personality than the guy who played it previously.
Yeah,
Jason
he looks a
Statham.
little.
Yeah, Jason Statham. He looks like he has less of a personality, and his acting ability is kind of less. And
how can you have less personality than Jason Statham?
I don't
Nicolas
know.
Cage.
Checkmate.
Yeah.
But
Ed Skrein is the name of the new guy in Transporter.
Yeah.
Transporter Refueled.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it has a 4.8 on IMDb right now.
And that's a 15 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude, look at the money though. Opening weekend, it made 7.1 million gross in the U.S. alone. It's made almost 14 million.
On a 22 million budget, it's only at up to this point, it's made 23.5 back. And the budget never really reflects like the stuff they do for advertisements. So
Right.
this is probably going to
But
lose a lot
honestly,
of money.
yeah, but you have to remember this is 1 week that they were able to make 14 million.
So they made their money back in
Overseas,
a week, yeah.
yeah.
In
I mean,
America.
overseas,
Release September 4th.
4th. Yeah. Overseas, this thing is going to do very well. I guarantee it.
Oh my God, they're doing a Lucy too.
Yes, they are.
No, they really should not do that.
Have you seen the first Lucy?
Yes, it wasn't all that good.
I never saw it. It didn't look that good.
No, it's supposed to be philosophical, but the philosophy is wrong. There are so many holes in his philosophy that it's. I think he was trying to be the Matrix, and it just failed.
Mm,
Like she takes a
yeah.
drug and it expands her mind, which means, of course, when your mind gets expanded, it means you instantly know every single language and how to make computers work better than what they actually do.
Right.
So it's.
Oh, you know what? Scarlett Johansson did a movie called Under the Skin. Have you guys heard of that one?
I've heard of
She
it.
got naked in that one.
Yeah, she's naked throughout pretty much the entire movie. Phenomenal movie.
Because of or in spite of the nudity?
In spite of.
Okay.
Yeah, she does a fantastic job. She doesn't even have a name. She's just female.
The female.
If I remember correctly. Yeah.
I point out the naked part. I point out the naked part because it's the only thing I'd heard about the movie. But from what I've read and what I've heard, it's like it's the kind of movie that develops a cult following. That it was.
Yes, I can see why. I saw this movie with my my producer / writer professor, and this is the type of film that he's really into, and where he pulls a lot of movies from. I mean, this it's almost like The Passenger, if you guys have ever seen that movie.
No.
Oh God, what's his Jim Caviezel? God damn it, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
He does this film. 74, I think, is when the film was made. It's crazy. It's Michelangelo Antonioni, old school writer director. But this film right here, I honestly can't even say what about this film really attracted me. But they're like these small little nuances and like these odd off the cuff things. And obviously for Jack Nicholson, a person of his stature, even back in the 70s, like mid 70s, to be able to put his name with this, I mean, not like that, but it's Antonioni. So I mean, I would actually recommend you guys just watching some of these films right here, and then watching Lucy. Watch an Antonioni movie and then watch Lucy. It was, you could see a lot of influence, and you can see where and how film has developed for the art's sake. And I don't want to say art's sake, but I want to say like what film used to be and what it can still be with the right people, the right writers, the right directors. And yes, it has Scarlett Johansson in it, and I'm talking about Under the Skin. But for the most part, you forget it's her. Like the first time I watched that film, I was speechless. And then the second and third time I watched that film, like it's like 104, 103, 3 or 4 minutes, I forget. But it has you on the edge of your seat a lot of the times. That there are sometimes, yes, it does feel long. Not often, actually. But there are a couple times where you completely forget that you're watching a movie and you're totally engrossed in these characters and this story. It's mind-blowing. So, I mean, maybe that's just me, though. I mean, I loved the film. I like The Passenger as well. But that's just me going old school.
It actually looks like in Under the Skin, none of the characters actually have names, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess they don't really.
There's like one character who has a name, and that's Andrew. Everybody else is like, Mother at Beach or Second Victim or
Yeah,
Leering Man.
and and honestly, that's why that movie was. I mean, that's why I enjoyed that movie so much, is because there is no one to get attached to. It's just the story,
Yeah.
and the ride that this character has to go through. Scarlett Johansson's character, and this ride her character goes through. It's pretty. It's awesome. I love the film.
Well, I think it's cool when they do movies where characters don't have a name. I think mostly just because I never actually refer to anybody by name,
Right.
and it's one of those things that I've never really saw it necessary to do that. A lot of times, like there are times when you have to get somebody's attention in a crowded room, so you yell out their name. But
Right.
outside of that, when you talk to somebody, you usually look at them, you know. Or in this situation, where we're on, three people on a conference call, we use each other's names. But outside of that, yeah, no, I always thought it was cool when characters don't have names and you don't, or they have like nicknames and they're obviously not real names.
Right.
Yeah,
Mr. Pink.
stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
Jamal, you're Mr. Brown.
Between the two of us, you're well. No, I am probably the darker of the two of us.
No, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to judge this one day.
Well,
Okay, let's,
I was gonna
let's
say that Jamal is Mr. Brown and Mario is Mr. Keki.
I can do like mocha, khaki, fucker. Yeah, Jamal, you're darker.
uh,
I just went onto MOF again because I know our pictures are on there. By the way, Alex, you need to update that photo. You do not look like that anymore.
yeah,
I basically do.
Basically, yeah.
basically.
That's like a dating profile picture.
And
And Caitlyn Jenner still basically looks like Bruce.
no, just
She's
jawline
kind of
mostly.
she's kind of fugly. Oh my god! I just found two kittens fighting in a tiny wrestling ring. Don't ask me how I found it, but I'm watching.
How do you find half the stuff you find on the internet? It's a rabbit hole,
He,
basically.
he just, I guess, Google's kittens,
No,
and not on the computer either.
I go to like the websites that I normally go to for like news and entertainment and stuff like that, and every once in a while a gem like this will pop up where it's like, here, let me just send it to you guys. It's the easiest way of putting it. Just take 10 seconds to watch. Not even that, like 3 seconds. Alex will think it's funny. Jamal, you're gonna scoff.
That is exactly what happens.
Yeah, just
Hang on.
watch this for a couple seconds.
Speaking of one of us thinking something's funny and Jamal scoffing, have you actually listened to the refrigerator episode?
No, I
No,
haven't.
I know you haven't,
I need. That's the only one that I haven't heard from us so far.
because I modified the beginning slightly.
Oh, okay. I'll have to take a listen to it.
Okay.
You guys watching the cats?
Oh, did you send it to us? That's what that blue.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the little blip is. Watch the cats. You'll understand why.
I don't know why, but it's taking forever for my computer to load it. Hang on.
Because you have too much porno on it.
I don't think that's a possibility. You can.
Well, hang on. I'm actually on like a Putlocker website where I was watching Modern Family, and I just saw a picture that probably gave me a reverse erection. Because that's how I never want to think of the human anatomy ever again. Here, I'm sending it to you.
Oh God, yes.
Joy. I never got the pictures of the kittens.
It's a YouTube link.
Wait.
Did it not?
Oh, there it is. Never mind. I got it.
Yeah, yeah.
The fuck is
See?
this?
See, fucking Alex laughed, Jamal scoffed. Fuck you guys.
Hang on. What the fuck is that?
Who's the wrestler on the side of the ring?
Yeah.
That's Kane. No, is it Kane?
I don't know. I'm not up on my.
Oh shit, I forget his name. It's not Stone Cold. Uh, the Undertaker.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so from Paris with Love,
All
Mario.
right, hang on a second. I'm getting like an ad on my my I don't know what website it's coming from, but I can't hear a thing. Give me a sec.
So Jamal's a bitch is all I'm really hearing right now, huh?
Okay.
Jamal.
So apparently that kitten video was the beginning of some sort of playlist.
Oh shit, was it?
Yeah, so the second video is funny video 2015, try not to laugh or grin, um, asterisk, hardest asterisk. Which
That's
usually when I see these things, I don't find them funny at all, but these ones are actually pretty funny.
are they?
They're amusing. So like one was a guy looked like they might have been like Middle Eastern or something. There's like 4 or 5 guys laying face down on the road, and then you see down the road this guy on a bicycle, and he tries to bunny hop over his friends, and he lifts up the front wheel and then kind of hits the back wheel on the ass of the first guy.
Oh
So
god.
the bike goes into the air, and then it comes down on the front wheel onto the pavement, and then the guy just eats shit.
Oh Jesus.
And I'm like,
Great.
that is great. That is great.
What the fuck's this thing that you sent us, Jamal?
It's a rotting hand that's still attached to the person.
Huh.
That's the reverse boner thing.
Honestly, not the worst thing I've ever seen.
That is disgusting, bro.
Well,
Dude, I was a janitor for 7 months. Trust me, I could fucking eat off of that thing.
Fuck you. Why would you even say something like that? Oh my god. That is disgusting.
No, it is. Don't get me wrong. But
hey,
Fucking
hey,
hell.
Mario was in a Puerto Rican prison, so I think he can handle that.
it was in Queens. No, it was in Queens. So would that be Puerto Rico? No,
Oh, that'd be Jewish. You were in a Jewish prison.
No, that's Manhattan.
What would Queens be then?
I don't know. There were a lot of Mexicans.
Well, I'm thinking then, yeah, maybe Puerto Rican.
Yeah, maybe. Well, because it wasn't Puerto Rican. It was literally Mexicans and black. Like that was it. Oh, and then like this one Filipino dude that I kind of connected with. That was weird.
Did you get a happy ending from him?
No, that was the Japanese guy, or he was Chinese. That was in there later on.
Okay.
Oh, I'm getting rid of this picture. Closing this window.
Well, stop looking, genius.
I'm trying to get rid of it. It's like on my screen right now. God damn.
I don't even know why you would send that to us, but anyway, Mario, what did you think of from?
You asked about the boner reverse thing.
You could have just said it's a rotting hand. You didn't have to show us.
Yeah.
Removing
Fuck you,
messages.
Jamal. Fuck you, Jamal.
There you go.
I'm gonna find something worse and send it to you guys.
Oh God.
You guys asked to see it.
I am not going to view any more of your pictures. Anyway, Mario, what did you think of From Paris with Love?
I honestly didn't know what to expect.
Which is not a bad thing. I didn't know
Yeah.
either going into it the first time. This is the second time I've watched it, so.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Somebody said something. I'm not looking at it.
You should.
I don't want to.
You should.
I don't want to.
It's funny. Honestly, I liked it. I thought it was fun. The second you said it was an action movie, I was like, okay, this is. I kind of know what I'm going to be getting into at this point in time. You know, it's going to be. I don't want to say a shitty movie, but like, you know, a movie where you could turn your brain off and just watch.
Yeah.
That's kind of what
those kinds of. I love those kinds of movies. I did not find this to be one of those movies.
See, like I said,
Really?
like I said, I thought it was kind of generic. It was the situation was, I mean, she gave Michael Myers her dad's ring, and he's like, oh, I'll never take this off. So the first thing I think of is, okay, somehow that's going to come off his finger. Either it's going to get stolen, or he's going to throw it back at his girlfriend in disgust. And actually, both those things happened. And then, like, you know, everything that he pretty much does, complains to his boss, you know, some of the lines that they say, it all kind of rings cliche, except for John Travolta's character. I thought John Travolta was the only thing that gave this movie any kind of personality.
I actually hated him in this.
Really?
I did not enjoy his character at all. It was not believable. It was not funny. It was I don't know, was this John Travolta's interpretation of what black people must act like? I don't understand what's going on.
I,
It
I,
was
I don't know how you
Honestly,
made
no,
that
no, no.
jump.
See what it really is, that you're getting caught up in the fact that it's John Travolta. If you
no, it's
look
just
at
a
it
bad
as a
performance.
no, 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 no. Here's the thing. If you look at it as just a character in a film, because you have to realize what kind of film this is. Shitty.
I'm fully
It's
aware
just
of what
plain and
kind of
simple.
film it is,
Right.
and
And yet, no, no, no. Listen, you're fully aware. You're saying you're fully aware of what kind of film it is, and yet you're still going in with some sort of expectation and seeing this character as John Travolta, and you think it's going to be somewhat well acted. It's like watching The Burning Man with Nicolas Cage and thinking it's going to, or was it Burning Man, right? Wicker Man. I'm sorry.
Man, yes.
It's like watching Wicker Man and expecting it to be like the original Wicker Man. I enjoyed the original Wicker Man.
you know what my
Weird
actual
as sh-
opinion, what I actually thought when I saw Travolta on screen, I thought this movie was shitty. There's no way it could get any shittier. And then he shows up, and I'm thinking to myself, this is the kind of thing that Seagal does now. It's a vanity project. Every line in this movie, every scene is just there to make this, John Travolta's character look absolutely fucking amazing, like a badass. I'm just going. This is Steven Seagal work with just a better budget.
It,
That's it.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
actually kind of
Not
reminded me of the Rush Hour series. That it was a little bit of action, a little bit of comedy.
Yeah,
They
I
make
could
fun
see
of each
that.
other. The only thing is that it's just two white guys in Paris.
Yeah.
I didn't
What has
get the
Steven
comedy at
Seagal
all
done?
What was that, Mario?
What has Steven Seagal done?
lately. No, it's one of
Oh,
I mean it's one of his directed DVD things where it's basically just playing to his ego at that point.
oh my God. Steven Seagal was in a short called Sheep Impact.
Oh, I have to see that now.
Have you
It's
seen
a
Seagal in Ball Puncher?
No.
4-minute commercial. Damn. Oh no, they have it. They have it on IMDb. Ball Puncher?
Yep. So the Onion, the fake news thing,
Yeah.
came up with
Yeah.
a parody movie, and then they had a bunch of like fake trailers in there, and they made fun of the way how Steven Seagal in every movie he's in eventually hits somebody in the nuts.
So did they just
So there's
string
a,
a bunch of those shots together?
no, it's actually Steven Seagal because he can't get better work. Actually shows up to shoot this little short they have for a trailer where his character just hits everybody in the nuts.
I've
He's
watched it.
he's the wandering martial artist that's the hero in every Chinese flick. Just hits people in the nuts. That's it.
And
Oh
what's
my God.
it called? The ball
The,
puncher?
the ball puncher and nut puncher. I can't remember.
Guys, we need to watch this. We need to watch that. Oh, it's a series. But just look at the cover art for this one.
Hang on. True Justice. Oh, you haven't heard
Yeah.
of this?
No.
No. Okay, so
I
it's
don't look into Steven Seagal.
no. The reason it's picked up a lot of
Oh my God, he got so fat.
Yeah.
Have
I
you
wonder
guys
what his
not
range
seen
of
Steven
movement
Seagal
is.
the last like 15 years?
I thought he died, dude.
Oh, he's the Ayatollah of all things bad film now. I mean, everything he does sucks so bad. I mean, it's so bad. It's
By
oh,
the way, Jamal. By the way, it's called Cock Puncher.
cock puncher.
Yeah, the Onion movie is what the name of the movie is called. The Onion movie. Uh, from Brazil, apparently. America's finest news source is what it's referred to as, and the part that he's in is called Cock Puncher.
Yeah.
Have you seen his TV show, Steven Seagal? What is it, Steven Seagal Policeman or something? Lawman?
No, it's
No.
this one. It's this one he's showing us right now.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Was it True what? True Justice?
True Justice.
He plays Elijah Kane. Wait, is that his
Oh
real
no,
name?
wait. Oh no. Wait. This is
No.
something else.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about his reality show because he's an actual police officer, volunteer police officer in like Baton Rouge or something, or Louisiana.
Yeah. The Lawman is the one that's everybody's heard of because it's so bad.
Hold on. So you're telling me that if we were to go to Louisiana, we have the possibility of being arrested by Steven Seagal?
Yes. Well,
No,
I don't know if he arrests people, but he pulls a lot of people over.
no. It's one of those fake things that Steven Seagal is taking really seriously. It's like when Nixon made Elvis like a secret agent or something.
Oh,
Oh, you never
wait,
saw that documentary, did you? Somebody did a documentary where they're interviewing old Elvis because he's still alive, and it's done like a real documentary, and it's not like a mockumentary or anything. It's satirical, and it's a documentary about Elvis's life, but it's done under the guise of actually interviewing old Elvis. And he talks about that, and they worked the theory that he was an actual undercover DEA agent.
no way.
Yeah, and it is actually pretty entertaining. And some of it, you're like, I wonder if that's true or not, because it sounds plausible, but it never seems like legit. There's no real proof or evidence, and I forget what the movie's called, but like one of Heather's friends um, came up from Los Angeles, and he's like, "Oh, you guys got to see this documentary," and he shows us this thing, and he believes it hook, line, and sinker.
Fucking what?
And we're watching this, and we're all like, "Okay." It's like it's entertaining, don't get me wrong, but it's
But
just
that's
all like,
about it.
yeah, I'm like, there are so many different reasons why that's not Elvis that's being interviewed. For one thing, you never see his face. It's done in that silhouette that they do for like 60 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's his voice, but it's not his voice because it doesn't sound like it's old enough to be an 80-year-old Elvis Presley or however old he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then they show a picture of him, a still picture of him afterwards that looks so obviously photoshopped that it's not even funny.
That's funny.
And the guy's like, "Look at it, they got a picture of him," and I'm like, "Oh my god, why is this guy in my house?"
What was the name of that one?
I don't know. I'll try to find it for you, and
Okay.
I'll let you guys know.
Okay, and by the way, then what you were talking about, Jamal, I think I found it. It's called Steven Seagal Lawman.
Yeah, that's the live mockumentary that
Okay.
he's in. Okay,
It's
so I've heard of True
okay.
Justice. It's his serious attempt at a show, and it fucking sucks. And Lawman is where again, it's just another vanity project. You have to watch it. It is the dumbest thing on television.
Okay, apparently you can watch all of the seasons, or 3 seasons at least, on IMDb right now for free.
Really?
So I'm gonna get hammered Saturday and do that.
Okay.
I was trying to think of my next day off.
So okay, the name of that Elvis documentary is called Elvis Found Alive, 2012.
Nice. I'm gonna have to watch the shit out of that.
Okay, so if we're gonna talk about if we're digressing for the time being, we'll go back to Paris with Love in a sec. But we're digressing into bad films.
When have we ever stayed on topic?
Hang on. I saw the holiday special.
Star Wars Holiday Special?
The holiday, yes, yeah.
Oh, what did you think?
Oh my god! Like, thankfully, my expectations were so low, so low.
I'm surprised you had some.
Let,
It
let
was
me
so,
let me
man,
guess. No matter how low your expectations were, you were still disappointed, weren't you?
no, my expectations were so low that I went in and I fucking had a blast watching it just because it's so bad. I enjoyed how bad it was.
Did you see all the commercials too, along
No,
with it?
yeah, like I had, but yeah, I got like the broadcast in Baltimore, and
Yeah.
so we had a bunch of their like local commercials interspersed with '70s commercials. So we
That's
were constantly pointing out, "Hey, look, porn stash, porn stash."
So you've heard of Mystery Science Theater 3000, right?
Yes.
There's a TV show on Comedy Central, and then it went to Sci-Fi, where it's just a bunch of people commentating over bad movies.
Yeah.
So those guys have a new thing now. It's called Riff Tracks, where you go onto their website, you can download an MP3 of their commentary, and then listen to it as you watch the film. And then some people actually marry the two together, so you can watch the whole thing all at once. So they've done every single Star Wars movie, including the holiday special.
I've not seen the holiday special with them.
Yes, and it's just as good as the rest of it is, and it's actually better because the holiday movie is so bad.
Right.
Oh
And
my god, the first. Let's gloss over the fact that the first 15 minutes are just a series of grunts. There's no
oh,
actual English.
Oh yeah.
there's no actual dialogue and there's no subtitles to let you know what they're talking about. It's
What was
literally
it? Fucking
half an hour
the
long.
Wookiee family or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
How would you ever identify the older grandpa if he wasn't missing teeth and that terrible mask wasn't like always trying to chew its own mouth off? Oh, or the fact that none of the costumes actually fit because they have a television budget.
Yeah.
Or the one that everybody was sort of like cracking up at was the fact that the Wookiee grandpa was watching porn in the middle of like the living room with everybody around him,
Yeah.
and the fact that he wasn't watching actual Wookiee porn, he was watching human porn, which we liken to one of us actually like watching National Geographic and getting off on that.
Like watching dogs fucking or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that because I do not remember that.
Remember he got that gift? It was the chair, and he sat in it, and they like it was the VR chair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did
yeah.
Carney give it to him? Oh, that's another thing. They had all these old TV guys like Art Carney and what's
Apparently, B. Arthur owned the bar that Guido got shot in.
yes, she did own that bar. And then Harvey Keitel did two different roles on there, where he played one was a robot, and one was a three-armed woman.
Did he fucking? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he played that three-armed woman who was doing
That's
a cooking
right.
show that the Wookiee was trying to follow the directions of.
Yeah.
Cook.
That was Harvey Keitel.
No, Harvey
Yes.
Korman.
No.
Korman, not Keitel.
Oh,
Not
Corman.
Keitel.
Yeah, Corman.
No, you said Keitel, but no, I know
Yeah,
you're talking.
yeah. I heard Keitel too, but okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, my bad. Harvey Korman.
Guido. No, it's a Guido moment. It's all right.
Well, so yeah, and did you guys know? And this is actually kind of the funniest and sad part of the whole thing. Carrie Fisher was so high on heroin when she did her filming for that.
No, it was Coke.
Oh, was it Coke?
Yeah, she was fucking lit up.
She had to be held up by Chewbacca in the end song.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, what's really funny, during a couple of shots, you can actually see her fingernail and like her Coke nail and everything.
Really?
Yeah, like
That's funny.
it's not something that should be taken lightly. It was huge.
Well, I couldn't. The thing that I noticed the most, I mean, somebody had to tell me that one, but the thing I noticed the most was that Luke Skywalker's makeup was so badly done. In
Yeah.
the TV show, he looked like a different person.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
He
no,
also,
He looked
you
like
know why
40
they did
years
that,
old.
right?
what was that?
You know why they had he looked so different, right?
Are you gonna say it's because of his motorcycle accident?
Yeah.
He claims that he actually did not get that much damage to his face in the motorcycle accident. I don't know
Oh
if
no.
it's true or not.
Oh no, I didn't think it was that. I never noticed anything wrong with him like before until I saw this. If you look at this, if you watch that film again, notice how his face actually angles at the left, like it's a different shape than the rest of his like head. It is absolutely terrible, and it looks like it's a fake prosthetic on his face.
But that's
Like
why
you
that's
Oh
why
my
they
God,
always
Luke Skywalker lives.
that's why they always said that he got attacked by the abominable snowman in the second movie because his motorcycle accident. So they scarred him up in the beginning of the second movie.
Huh.
What was that one called? Empire Strikes Back. That's the
Yeah.
one. What was the creature named? The
Yeah.
Wampa.
Yeah, the Wampa.
Yeah. They say that, but even Lucas says that his face wasn't damaged that badly. That's not why they did that scene. That that's how it was written to begin with. But you never know.
Huh.
They could be just trying to save face. Ha!
Kill yourself. All right, I'll give you that. That was a good one. I'll give you that one.
This is the first actual appearance of Boba Fett, by the way.
Yes, in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Technically, they did film, and you can see this in the special editions, the crappy special editions. They did film a scene with Boba Fett in A New Hope that he basically just kind of looks Han Solo up and down and walks past him. But he did have a scene that was filmed that wasn't shown until well after, until the special features came out, which was like what, in the 90s?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. So yes, this is the first official showing of Boba Fett in a cartoon format, which the cartoon was actually better than the entire rest of the movie.
Funny.
Actually, me and the people we were talking about this, we said you could identify what drug was popular in what era based on the movies, and we kind of settled on either acid or weed when we were watching this movie.
Coke.
Oh, the Star Wars special?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there are some acidy parts, like when the Jefferson Starship came out, or that little
Oh, that was god awful.
Right. That's fucking Jefferson Starship, and there's just every hallucinogen.
well, there's some sort of like circusy thing too on that holographic board thing that they have there, whatever it's called.
Well,
Yeah.
we thought that the kind of like intros where the colors were all kind of like streaming all over the place. We thought that was a little more, weed than anything
No,
else.
that's like acid or mushrooms.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, I would have to say acid or mushroom. Probably mushrooms on that one.
Looking
'Cause
back, I probably agree with you guys on that. Yeah, the acid is probably the main thing I pick up from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
it was probably like acid, shrooms, and
I would say weed for the 30 minutes of Wookiee dialogue at the beginning.
Eh,
yeah,
That sounds so much.
I'll give you that.
That sounds
well,
so much like a weed idea right there.
considering that, one of the reviews for this film, and I quote, is it seems as though a sentient bag of cocaine wrote this. That's a review for this film.
Bag. Sentient bag. Can that be the name of this week's movie? A sentient bag of cocaine.
It is now.
No. A sentient vase of cocaine.
Face?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he carries a vase of cocaine around. Did you
That-
not watch your own pick?
I was thinking Star Wars. I wasn't thinking the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, remember he had the vase of coke.
That bothered me so much because he could have just left that in the car. Why was he running around for the first half of the movie with that stupid vase of cocaine?
Honestly, I thought it was fucking hilarious because it's like this greenhorn who's following this veteran, and the veteran told him to hold the vase and fill it up with coke. So
Basically,
he
he's telling
did.
him, carry my cocaine. Carry
Yeah,
my
and
cocaine
so-
around for me.
And so he's so new to everything, he had no idea what to do, and his essentially his boss told him to hold a vase of coke, and didn't tell him not to do anything else
Uh-huh.
with the vase. So he just held on to it.
Yeah, but
And I was fucking laugh because especially like after he snorted, and John Travolta's character was it Wexer
Wax.
Wax
Charlie Wax.
yeah, and
Wax on,
after
wax
he
off.
slams on the brake and like all the coke fucking goes onto the car and he's like scooping it in like that because
Yeah.
he's freaked out and he's tweaking so hard,
Yeah.
but he's still trying to make face with this this veteran and everything. I honestly thought that part was funny.
Okay, I'll give you that. But the only reason why he was carrying the cocaine around everywhere that he went was just so they can break it when they got to the drug dealers.
Yes.
Because they didn't have a real reason for him to take the whole vase of cocaine into the place with him.
Yeah.
But running around the city with a huge thing of cocaine, tweaking especially, he would have gotten caught within like 10 minutes. I know it's France and all, but I don't think they're that liberal out there.
Oh, God, yes.
Okay, so if we're gonna go to this
Yeah.
back to this,
But
then I have to point out that this is a movie made by one of these are the disciples of Luc Besson. These are the French action movie people that Luc Besson kind of like started when he did Leon and those kinds of films. And if for those who are unaware, Luc Besson also started a company called Eurocore, which produces this film, Taken, and all of that. And I have to say, I don't like a lot of what they put out. It's the kind of stuff that American cinema was criticized for making so much of during the 90s and 80s, really, where we were making mindless action movies that, weren't of the best caliber. This is not a film that I would watch, in the same sitting or in a marathon with something like the Jason Bourne series or any of the new James Bond series. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of what Eurocore is coming out with. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen Colombiana.
No. Oh,
Yeah,
no, I
no.
did. I didn't
No.
like it.
I mean, if you look at it, go pull up Eurocore on Wikipedia and look at all their action movies, they get like just slaughtered by the critics and stuff like that, and
Well,
they're
yeah.
not.
But also look at it this way. Fucking Fifth Element is still considered a terrible movie.
Right.
but it has a cult following.
Cult following.
That's yeah, and I'm not saying it's a bad or good movie, but personally, I love the film. But all of their work is exactly what they want it to be.
No. That was an actual Luc Besson thing, though.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm
Like
saying like
when Luc Besson puts his hands on something, more often than not, it turns out alright. Look at Lucy. Lucy breaks even with the critics
yeah,
and made a profit at the box office. But
actually I haven't
but
seen their box office.
the box office in this it beat out Hercules that week, so
Which Hercules?
the new one with Dwayne Johnson, which everybody thought was going to open great, but Lucy came out and was a shock.
Okay,
I'm actually
my
surprised
girlfriend
at
was
that.
watching that one.
The
Couldn't do it.
what?
The Rock
Hercules.
Hercules.
Yeah,
Yeah,
She loves. I don't want to say shitty movies, but she loves all types of movies. So I went over to her place and she has it on Netflix because apparently that's the only place you can find it nowadays. And she was watching it, and even she was like, I couldn't do it.
really? I liked it. I enjoyed the Hercules movie.
She couldn't do it.
I mean, it's The Rock playing Hercules. It's not going to be an Academy Award winning, performance, but
No,
I thought it was enjoyable. I thought his supporting cast was really good, and the bad guy was effective.
nah. I don't think I'm ever gonna go out of my way to watch it.
I thought it was a decent movie.
Yeah, you don't have to go out of your way. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that means I have to push a button, go over to it, click it. That's a lot of work.
Well, okay, given the choice, would you rather watch, this Paris movie or, the Rock movie?
Paris.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The name of the company is Europa Core, and again, I'm not a fan of a lot of the action movies they come out with. I don't. They honestly seem like they were made like 20 years ago or something. I mean, there's. By the way, this script just it seemed like a foreigner wrote it because some of the dialogue in it is just absolutely terrible. It's what Alex is calling it. It's generic. It's cliche. It's none of it's really all that good. And
Hmm.
I'm usually willing to sit through like really bad action films. I don't understand why the films coming out of this particular group and especially people who are that close to someone like Luc Besson aren't better.
But you know what it probably is? It was probably. It's like how this film had John Travolta and really no one else in it. Maybe that's what that company is. It's them making their films, but maybe he supplies some money. Like 49% of their um I don't want to say their budget, but essentially their budget is supplied by him, so his name is attached to it, which means that they'll be able to get recognition because of his name, but it's their doings. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm looking at okay. So there, did you guys hear about Brick Mansions, that last Paul Walker movie he did before Fast Seven?
Yeah, it's a remake of a Luc Besson movie called D13.
Yeah. Okay, so that has a 26. Yeah,
They
that's
act,
a
the
26
guy
on Rotten Tomatoes.
the guy who does the parkour in Brick Mansions is the same guy who does it in D13.
Yeah, you should watch D13. It's actually a really good movie.
Oh, I have. I've actually seen both of them.
Really?
Yeah, not the Brick Mansions. I've seen both D13s.
Wait, there was another D13?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's at least one more. There might be two. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Colombiana, which should be good because Zoe Saldana, for whatever reason, just elevates anything she's in. At least I think so. That has a 27. And I dare you to go and just look up their filmography and just click on any of their action stuff, and they're probably going to fall within that 20 to 30 range.
How about Lockout?
Lockout.
Yes, that's the sci-fi prison break movie
Oh yeah.
starring Guy.
Yeah, with Guy
Guy
Pearce.
oh, was it Guy
That
Pearce? Yeah.
38.
Which I actually like this one too. It's again it was a little generic, but it was set in a sci-fi or prison orbiting Earth, so it gave it a fresh spin on some of the cliches. But Yeah, it's not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination.
No,
It
it really
it's
wasn't.
it seems to me like you know how in like an old comedies where like Westerners fly over Africa and drop something out of this like the gods must be crazy. Have either of you seen that?
No.
No.
Basically, somebody drops a Coke can out of a plane over like some remote like uncontacted village in Africa, and
That's
they start.
right. Yeah. They start worshiping it, don't they?
Yeah, it feels like the French action people got a hold of the wrong action movie from us.
Well, like he started out good. He did La Femme Nikita. He did.
No, not Luc Besson. Luc Besson is still pretty good. It's the people that he's that are making the films that he's producing.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Luc Besson did Lucy, so
That's still again that's still like broke pretty even with critics and turned quite a profit. So I haven't seen it, but I imagine it's not that terrible.
yeah, it's not
Okay.
that great either.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what the appeal for Lucy is. I watched it and I'm like, I don't like poking holes. Like I said, it's philosophy, and I'm poking holes in the philosophy, and like even the stuff that's not philosophical just doesn't seem to make any kind of sense.
Taken 3 holds a 9. Wow, I didn't know it was that bad.
Oh, it was a shitty movie. It was. It
9.
was.
Wow.
It was. It was terrible.
I don't
That is Fantastic Four bad.
I don't think I've seen any of the Taken movies.
One. That's the only way you need to watch.
And even one, I don't think turned out like great reviews on that one.
One was fun.
Yeah,
That's
one was
all that
fun.
movie is. One is fun as shit.
No, one it's the movie that turned Liam Neeson into an action hero, and the reason it works so well is because Liam Neeson over the telephone is just fucking amazing.
Yeah. He's fucking fun in that movie. Two. Yeah, you don't have to watch it. It's. If you've seen one,
Okay,
you've seen two, you've seen three. It's the easiest way of putting it.
Yeah.
one is the best one, and even critics agree because that's a 58, and that's about as high as I think you're gonna get on here. Transporter 3 is 37. Like I said, it feels like they got a hold of the wrong action movie from us, or they're not listening, or they're not watching enough Luc Besson.
You there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. No, my fucking internet started tweaking out for a second. Yeah, I could. I'll have to watch more of their films now, but I haven't really seen any of their stuff.
I've seen a little bit of this stuff. Like some of it is there's some good parts to it. There's some down parts to everything that comes out. It's I don't know. Maybe he's trying to give like young directors, French directors, a chance. Maybe that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I don't know how experienced some of these guys are who take over this stuff.
It's a shame because you don't get a lot of like original action movies nowadays, and if this is really because this is the majority of what's coming out, it seems like. Because when's the last time you saw a really original action movie that wasn't an adaptation or a remake of something?
Fucking 16 Candles. I got nothing.
Yeah.
John Wick. That's the only one I can think of.
I want to see that film. I've heard that's
Yeah,
a really good film.
good because that's my pick for next week.
Okay, I could say that. Well, I mean, I remember seeing, because that came out, what, a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
I think last year, yeah.
Was it last year? Okay. But I mean, I remember seeing the ads for the ads for that literally ran a week in Ventura. I went down to LA for a gig. I saw maybe two billboards, and then nothing at that point in time. But I heard the film. It was just fun. It was, it was an action movie again, and I heard it was really fun to watch.
Oh well, perfect example. If John Wick is what all these Europa Core films are trying to be. They're fun, 1990s late '80s kind of like B
Yeah.
movie action fare, but it actually accomplished its goal here.
Okay.
So as to your oh no, I guess that doesn't work either because it is kind of a continuation of a film series. I was gonna say Mad Max Fury Road was somewhat original. It's basically just a very basic concept. They race away from point A to get to point B, and then turn around and go back to point A.
That's
I've
it.
I've and this is weird. The last really original thing I think I saw and liked, or saw the full thing, was probably Inception.
Okay, I can see Inception. I don't know if I'd chalk that up to an action film, but there was
Yeah, I
definitely some
don't.
actiony parts to it.
It skates that line between sci-fi and action really close.
See, one of the things that bothered me about Paris was that it took almost 30 minutes for them to get to their first action thing, like their first shootout
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
Chinese.
the film was slow, I'll admit. But they also had to wait until what's his face came in.
They could have done something though. I mean, they had Reese Myers doing stuff. He could have done something.
Yeah.
Even if it was something simple, he could have done something. Instead they just had him, changing out license plates, which I get that, but he could have done something a little bit more, did a foot chase, with somebody who tried to, you know, that they thought was trying to assassinate the guy that he was protecting or
Yeah.
the assistant of, even though he could have been wrong, they could have done something there.
Yeah, but he was also he was supposed to be like, the greenhorn. He was supposed to be the bitch.
Right, no, I get that.
So, yeah, it would have been fun to see that happen, but
Yeah, see, that would have been nice though, especially if he got it wrong, if he chased somebody down for no good reason, that would have showed his abilities, lacking his abilities to run somebody down and be an action guy,
yeah,
and it would have shown the fact that he's, so green in this that, he mistook a sandwich for a gun or whatever,
right, right.
whatever your cliche is. But they could have thrown something like that in, because in typical American action fairs, it's every 10 minutes, every 10 pages, you have an action beat.
Yeah,
And this took almost 30 minutes before something happened.
Which you're gonna enjoy John Wick then, because it shows you how to wait on an action beat and then do it right. Like it hits just what like you waited long enough. Alex, you saw John Wick, right?
Yeah, I did.
Remember how long it took just for the first action sequence in there?
No, not really.
Watch it again. Watch it again. It takes a while, but the stuff they do to develop it beforehand, really good stuff.
See, that I would have to say would almost be my chief complaint with John Wick. I do remember it taking a while because they had to do a lot of exposition, they had to do a lot of backstory about not so much all of John Wick, but why he got the puppy, and they did so much with that it took them a while to actually get to that first action beat, and
But
then the pendulum swings the other direction almost too much, and it's almost nonstop action after that.
isn't it that much more rewarding after that long sequence where they develop it and they actually establish a relationship just between the dog and John Wick?
It's like a blow pop that's like an inch long stick and then 4 inches worth of blow pop.
What?
yeah. I didn't get that at all. All I
What?
heard was blow pop, and I'm like, is Alex hungry?
Oh, I was just
I just don't like the way Alex says blow.
Say it again, Alex. Say it again. It pleases me.
blow pop.
now I want. Now I want a popsicle. Say it again, Alex.
Blow pop.
Wait, is it me picking next week or is it Mario?
No, Mario picked the refrigerator, remember?
Yeah, I picked the refrigerator.
And didn't
Okay.
even watch it.
So it's your call this week, and then I'm gonna have to come up with something.
Yeah.
Here, why don't I just pick the Punisher movie because that's a really good movie too.
Which
Okay.
one?
Yeah, the
Because
Thomas
aren't
Jane
there?
one.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there are three. There's the one with what's his face from the
Dol-
Expendables.
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren,
Dolph
Thomas
Lundgren.
Jane, and then Ray Stevenson in the
Ray,
third.
Ray Stevenson's in War Journal, which was not good at all.
Oh,
I liked it for being
so
gory.
so what? Punisher Warzone was a sequel?
A
Ish.
sequelish reboot.
Yeah. Well, because it says the Punisher, aka the Punisher 2.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't realize. Okay, because I thought it was three different Punishers. That's why.
It's a sequel of sorts. It's not like a direct adaptation of the original one because they changed out the guy who played Frank Castle, and they changed out the tone of it too. It's a little more campy than than the original one. The original one, even though they do the one thing that I dislike when they do movies like this is that instead of like The Dark Knight where they draw from one or two different stories, they go through and then just take a bunch of different things that are cool from the comics and then try to cobble a story around it. But they did a pretty decent job with this and with that one and yeah, I'll watch it again.
Warzone may be the lesser of the two movies, but I gotta say, Ray Stevenson makes a perfect Frank Castle, though.
No, he was good in the role. It's just the bad guy. When the bad guy said,
Oh yeah, that bad guy was terrible.
call me Jigsaw or whatever his actual comic book name was, I just like I'm out. That if you're trying to make a serious you know comic book movie, you don't start off by saying you just call me my alter ego name from now on.
What sucks because that particular actor, Dominic West, he's a really good actor. He was in The Wire and a bunch of other stuff, and this is just such a terrible role for him.
Yeah, like I said, it was way too campy. I don't know who directed that, but they had the wrong idea.
Yeah. All right, that's my pick for next week then. The Thomas Jane Punisher.
Thomas Jane Punisher.
Or I could just pick John Wick, and that consensus film we had at the end could just be us watching the two Punishers.
What?
The two sequels.
Yeah,
Oh. So you want to do John Wick then?
sure. Let's do John Wick, and then we can do a series. That's the last film. As our consensus pick for the last week.
Well, we can definitely discuss that.
Okay.
But Mario has to come up with something.
Unless you want to do the Thomas Jane.
You guys are in for a treat.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, great.
What? One of my choices. All right, I'm not gonna finish that thought.
You better not, you son of a bitch, non-fridge watching motherfucker.
What did you send?
I
Yes,
don't want
got
to.
it.
I didn't, thank God.
I hear snoring and I turn behind, and that's what's behind me right now.
Well, now I have to look.
What the hell? It's taking forever to load.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
30, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
What?
mine said that too. It's down
What?
to like 10 minutes now.
11,
It's like a
8,
2.5 megabyte
6,
file.
5, 3, 2, 1 minute remaining. The fuck?
Jesus.
51 seconds, 42, 34.
There was an episode of Futurama where they were going to execute Bender. They had him between two super magnets. They were going to pull him apart. And instead of having a legitimate countdown timer, it was a random number generator.
That's right.
And like as soon as this random number generator reaches 0, we're going to execute him. And then at that point on, the mayor's just calling out the numbers that appear on the thing in random.
I like it when he's like 6. Oh, you guys can't be in here. 6 again.
3, we're getting closer. 27.
Did you guys get the image?
I did.
It hasn't popped up yet.
Oh, okay.
Kitty.
That's the little bastard that's always interrupting me.
And it's sleeping now.
Yeah. There you go. I heard you get it.
Aww. Is this the one that's always attacking the modem because it has flashy lights?
No, those cats are actually gone.
Like,
Yeah.
gone for the day? Like they had a date?
No, that one of the reasons I went to New York was to
That's a
carry.
long way to get rid of cats.
No, no. So they're my old roommate's cats.
Did you tell them about the musical about them? We're gonna go see Cats, the musical.
No, actually, Mamma Mia was in town when I was there, so
Did you
that
see?
was.
Did you see Mamma Mia?
God no.
Why not? It's actually pretty decent.
I'd have seen the fuck out of Cats, but no, I didn't see
Really?
Mamma Mia.
I didn't like Cats.
I saw Cats when they came to Tucson Broadway. It was okay. I mean, there was nothing fancy about it. It's
It,
just a whole bunch of dressed as cats dancing around.
well, every character comes out and sings a song about themselves, and then leaves the stage, and then another character comes out and sings a song about themselves. There was no actual plot to it.
No, there wasn't.
And I was and I know it's based on like a children's story or something. And I'm watching the musical and I'm waiting for something to happen and nothing ever happened. And I'm like, why does everybody love this thing so much?
It's the same reason that old people love Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil is at least well, you don't really expect a plot out of Cirque du Soleil. You expect, a bunch of acrobats flying about. So
Yeah, what do you expect when you go to Cats? You expect to see a cat.
I expect a plot. It's a Broadway musical. It's
You
Andrew
expect
Lloyd.
a cat.
It's Andrew Lloyd Webber. I mean, what has he done that wasn't, a full the beginning, middle, and end? Had we taken a script for Cats and gave it to Dave for one of our projects, Dave would have looked at that and been all like, "What the hell is this shit?"
We should do that.
Well,
We
Dave's
should do a screen adaptation of it and then give it to him.
he's retired now, so
Oh, is he really?
yeah, he
What? I didn't hear
retired
about that.
last year or something like that.
Fuck,
He made an
I,
announcement on Facebook.
I don't. You know me. I don't technology.
Hold on a second.
But just about to insult him.
I love how disappointed you are.
I am.
Just hold on to it. He'll be back in a sec.
Well, it's not. It's still not the same anymore.
Give it a try.
What are you
Go
trying?
ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's too built up now.
What are you trying to do?
I was gonna insult Jamal right when you said, "Oh, hold on," and it just the moment died for me.
Should
He's
we have
having performance anxiety.
should we have a moment of silence for your death?
Actually, that's a good. By the way, did anybody else die? Because they usually go in threes.
I haven't heard of anybody,
And
but Heather was just saying that was it a new season that's starting up? New season of Project Greenlight is starting on HBO.
Yes, I heard about that.
So this is
what were the last things they produced, by the way? Were they just horror films or something?
I actually don't know anything about this show. I don't have HBO, so I know
Really?
it's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and after that, I don't know anything about it.
It's basically them giving filmmakers their break.
Really?
Yeah.
How did we get on this show?
I have no idea.
Fucking blow somebody.
Well, Mario, you're in charge of that.
But you can suck my dick, all right?
Hey, it was your suggestion. You go get on that. You go get on that penis.
I'm good with mine and mine alone.
You're good sucking your own cock?
Yeah.
Okay. If that's what gets you off.
Sure.
But is this like on Hulu or Netflix or something?
I think it's HBO only.
Just do put Locker on it. It'll get you like links and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure I can find this for free somewhere.
Let's see. Pete Jones.
All right. Anyway, we're at about the 2-hour mark, and we're not really talking about the film, so we should probably wrap this up. Although it was a good discussion.
So for next week's film, actually, I'll let Mario decide because I had the two films that I want to watch. It's John Wick or it's the Thomas Jane Punisher. Which one do you want to see?
This is your week. No, you're
No,
good.
I'm just saying out of those two, which would you like to see? Because I'm good with both.
I've seen the Punisher. I've not seen John Wick.
Let's do John Wick then.
All right. So for next week, John Wick. And for all of those people playing along at home, you can go over to our website, mof.ninja.
Remember when we used to have fun with like plugging the website? What was it again?
mof.ninja.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those were the days.
I remember when a lot of this used to be fun.
Yeah, Jamal.
The irony is, I was a second away from saying thanks, Mario.
Great. Hold on, someone commented on Deathbed.
Did they?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was looking at Rubber. Wait, someone commented on Rubber.
That that is still our best conversation to date.
That was a pretty good conversation. There was a couple others that are pretty good.
Right, but that one, it's the movie in itself. There was just so much to take apart there.
All right, it has to be one of you assholes.
What?
What?
That's this coffee cane person.
Why? What do they say?
I don't know. It just sounds like someone who's one of us. For being a movie about a tire who indiscriminately kills and or destroys things, it was actually quite enjoyable. The opening scene really set up the tone for the rest of the movie. It's really nice, though, that all three of you can agree on something. Like how you think I'm someone from your past.
Because some idiot decided that was going to get left in there.
That's one of you motherfuckers.
So, honest to God, it's not me, and I can prove it. Would you like to know my proof?
What's
You're
your
gonna
proof?
say it anyway.
Are any of those words misspelled?
Oh shit, you've got a point.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wait.
exactly.
No, because you could have had fucking Heather go over this with you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like she doesn't have better things to do?
No.
Or he could have easily just pressed like spell check afterwards.
No, he's too lazy.
Yeah, like I don't have better things to do?
No, you don't. Actually, you do have a point because this person actually did use the correct usage of a slash on and or.
And the ... was used correctly too.
Yeah, like the fucking ellipse. Alright, maybe you're not somebody from our past, Coffee King, but...
Okay.
You're awesome anyway. Keep leaving comments. And by the Coffee Can actually suggests something for us to watch.
Where? Which
movie?
The last comment, which is for
Return of the Killer Tomatoes?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't read that one yet.
Give me a second.
No, internet. No, don't be slow. Alright, there we go. Now we're good.
The suggestion is, in spirit of Wes Craven, I feel you guys should watch the Robot Chicken interpretation of Freddy Krueger.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I will look it up now, thanks to Coffee King.
You're a bitch, Coffee King. I pulled a Mario. Fuck you.
Stop cursing out our one loyal listener.
No, fuck them. If they can make fun of me, I can say at least one bad thing to them.
You've done that more than once already.
I mean, like, per episode.
You've done that twice in this episode.
Technically, it was the same thing. You just said it twice.
Okay.
Exactly.
Because you didn't mean it enough the first time. You just had to do it the second. I laughed at that too. I pulled a Mario and watched the wrong stuff.
I'll admit that is pretty fucking funny
though.
Awesomeness.
So for next week, we're seeing John Wick, which Jamal there has chosen.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who want to learn more about the makers, you can go on over to mof.ninja, where you can see our biographies. You can see lists of movies that Mario and I have. Mario's list is movies he saw while high. My list of movies is, I think, movies that make you think.
I think I'm going to do a drunk list now. Or next.
And we're anxiously awaiting Jamal's list of movies, if he ever does one.
I still can't figure out a theme that I would use.
You didn't like the theme that we suggested for you?
Well, what was the one you suggested?
The quintessential action movies?
I could try that.
If you don't like that, yeah, definitely come up with a theme of your own. I know you're a big fan of action movies, so I thought that would be a good list.
No, you're right. It just slipped my mind. Yeah, but that would probably be something I would go with.
Yeah. You can just, do some of your favorite films too. You don't. It doesn't have to be necessarily a theme, although themes are fun.
You look like a bad, like, wannabe 1990s porn actor, Alex.
What? What do you mean?
In your Alexander's movie list.
Oh,
Wait. Now I have to see.
you probably have one. Yeah. Are, are you talking about the first picture?
Yeah. Honestly,
He does.
it's the hair.
What was that you cut out?
Oh, wait, there's another one? Oh, shit. Oh, there's another picture.
Yeah, there's one at the end. Like I did 2 pictures for you. I did 2 pictures for myself.
Okay, that looks like you.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
Wow.
see, that one looks like you. The other one, yeah, it's not you.
But the first picture.
Dude, that first one was amazing.
That is pretty 90s.
You look like a twat.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard I farted.
All right. Wait, what was my second picture? Oh, that's right.
The Scooby-Doo adventure. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Good night. Have fun, and yeah, coffee came.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Join the makers each week as they discuss film, TV, and pop culture. To learn more about them, go to mof.ninja. This is Jason Statham saying goodbye.
You know that Bill Cosby was the first African American to win an Emmy for lead actor in a drama?
Huh. I wonder who he had to roofie and rape to get that one.
I know. I mean, it's just so sad now that this guy used to be very important. Like he was like something to be proud of, and now look at him. Like that's a seminal thing, winning that particular award.
Wait, you said Seminole. Was that supposed to be a pun?
No, is that what? Are you thinking of it because Rufy or Quaaludes?
Well, I was thinking of semen.
Oh, of course you would.